And so we want to give you a little bit of information about multiple things. Today, we're going to combine a little bit of information about COVID, and then we'll jump into the cold weather and the resources that are available. So the update as of 8:25 this morning, in the last 24 hours, we've had 35 new cases of COVID. These are individuals who have gone to centers, public community centers, where they have gotten tested. But remember that a lot of individuals now get their test at the pharmacy or other places, and they take the test at home and they don't report it. They just either go to work while they are sick and have no symptoms, or they stay home. We also want to let you know that 285 new COVID vaccines were given. And by new, I don't mean new individuals, but individuals who were getting either the booster or were getting fully vaccinated. And that's a low number, but it's better than last week when we reported zero. And so we want to invite you to, again, take care of yourself, take care of your family members. It's important that we all take care of each other as a community. I vaccinate so that you're safe, and you vaccinate so that I am safe. That's how it needs to be. In regards to the most recent alerts that just went out, there are no winter storm planned at this moment that we know of, but we want to make sure that the community knows that there is a freeze warning that can create a significant health risk, particularly to the elderly, young children, the unsheltered, and those with chronic illness. At this moment, we are seeing this situation that is going to begin, the low temperatures in some places below zero. And it says this is going to start tonight and possibly will go on until Sunday morning. The county of Sonoma reminds the community to please limit their time outside, as the conditions can create severe medical consequences, including hypothermia and other issues. And so the community is invited to please take care of themselves if you have to be out there. And again, provide information to our houseless individuals, because they are the ones who tend to suffer the most in this situation. There are warming centers in multiple places of the community, including in West County Community Services out there in Guerneville at the Veterans Building. Let us remember that our brothers, sisters, and non-gender conforming individuals out there in Guerneville just went through this floods just last week, and it's important that we take care of them. The Veterans Building in Guerneville is located at 16,255. So that's 16255 First Street in Guerneville. You can call 707-823-1640 to get more information about this location. Again, that is 16255 First Street in Guerneville, California. The phone number is 707-823-1640, 707-823-1640. In Santa Rosa, for individuals who are between the ages of 18 and 24 and who don't have a safe space to be tonight, this is an opportunity for you to have a safe space, especially with this weather. And so please call 1-888-729-0012, 888-729-0012, 888-729-0012 to reserve a space at the Coffee House Teen Shelter. And that one is at 1243 Ripley Street in Santa Rosa. And again, it's only for 18 to 24 years of age. For other individuals who want to stay over there at the Dream Center with Social Advocates for Youth, again, it's only for 18 to 24 years of age. So please share that information. And finally, the city of Sonoma has Homeless Action Sonoma. Homeless Action Sonoma has a place for our individuals in the area of Sonoma who need a place to stay. It says Homeless Action Sonoma is operating a navigation center and warming station at 867 West Napa Street. This is the location of the former community cafe. The center is open from 2 p.m. until 10 a.m. the next day, 7 days a week for anyone who needs a place to get out of the wet and cold conditions that we are dealing with. Again, we invite our community to please share this information. If you didn't capture some of this information, go to socoemergency.org, and under the tab on emergency, there's extreme call, there's COVID information, there's all of that information in there. And we have to get to the point that as a community, we stop listening to when the news tells us this is a once in a lifetime storm. This is a one every 100-year storm. The reality is cold weather, fires, and different changes, the heat conditions that we sometimes have to deal with. This is our new reality. And again, we need to stop believing that this is only happening once every 100 years. This is our reality. And with that, we want to share with you why this is the case. A new study confirms that Exxon, one of the largest oil companies in the world, researched the connection between fossil fuel emissions and global warming in the 1970s and very accurately predicted how global climate change would happen. But then they spent decades lying about it in order to maximize profits. The study published in the Journals of Science analyzed more than 100 internal Exxon documents and publications written by Exxon scientists and found that they accurately predicted global warming temperatures as we see them today. Exxon executives then spent the next several decades refuting and discrediting climate change concerns. In 2013, Rex Tillerson, then chief executive of Exxon, said that climate change research was not competent and that there are uncertainties, quote unquote, about the impact of burning fossil fuels. In 2015, it was reported that ExxonMobil had spent a total of $30 million funding organizations and research that denies the existence of global climate change. Rex Tillerson then went on to serve in the last presidential cabinet for a period of time. And so, again, let us not believe that the situation we found ourselves in last week, the cold weather we're dealing with tonight and over the next few days, that this is only going to happen once in a long time. This is our reality. And because of the high amount of rain, we now have our reservoirs almost to the top. And it's beautiful to see that in Mendocino Lake, Sonoma Lake, and other places in California. But it also means that because of so much rain, there is likely going to be a higher number of fires that will have to be addressed next summer. Again, somebody else created the problem. We have to deal with the consequences for our children's future. And that's where we're going to leave this conversation for now. Please take care of yourselves out there, take care of each other. It's important that, again, for the people who have no home, we also need to, as a community, get past this inaccurate view of the homeless. For the longest time, people have had the idea out there that homeless people are homeless by choice, that they are lazy, that they don't want to work. And then people put videos out there on TikTok, Instagram, that they caught somebody who was getting into an expensive car after they were getting all these donations. Well, that may have been one case. But a lot of the people who are homeless, they lost their job or jobs, even though they tried their best. But the high cost of rent and other expenses, right? We ended 2022 with a 9.1% inflation rate. And as a result of that, many individuals are now losing their homes, right? The state of California has a program where people who are paying their mortgage and have fallen behind on that, there is a program that you can inquire about. Again, you can call 211 and see if there are some services for you. But those who are renting are not getting that support, hence the system not being fair and equitable. And I say that as a part homeowner because the bank still owns the rest of my home. But that's not equitable. What about the people who cannot pay the rent, right? And this is what leads to people being homeless. So sometimes families do their best and they just cannot afford it. And it's not because they're drinking, it's not because they're doing drugs, they just simply cannot afford it. Right. So it's important that we are loving and cautious and at the same time, cautious about our biases. And then we need to support our community who don't have a place to be. And so we thank you for spending some time with us and listening to this information.